Hello and welcome back to Dog Team Yappers. Today we will be talking about indie animation. And basically, indie animation is whenever a small team of people or one person make an animation. So that would basically mean that it's an indie animation if that happened. Which would mean that because of that indie animation, you have a show. Like, you've probably heard about the Amazing Digital Circus, Murder Drones, and all that. You're probably wondering, what does the word indie mean? Well, indie means basically that it is a animation made by one or small team of people, like indie games, indie shows. So basically, that's what an indie is. Now, whenever in my time of indie animation, we have a lot of things that can happen. Basically, my favorite way of doing an indie animation on my own is basically I would go to my animation software and I would make me an animation and I'd post it to YouTube. That would be an indie animation. And so that would mean that because of that indie animation, so whenever that happens, and then it would be posted on YouTube for the rest of basically time, unless I delete it, which I probably won't. Basically, whenever that does happen, it is an indie animation. And we all love good shows like Murder Drones. So I will split this video onto a few sections and of a couple of shows I would like to talk about. First up, Murder Drones. Murder Drones is basically an indie animation made by Glitch. That premises around a girl named Uzi, a robot, because her main planet, Copper 9, got planet's core exploded. And then we get the intro while she's doing a presentation. Now, whenever she's building her railgun, which she was making in her project, which has malfunctioned and blew up on her. Basically, now she needs to go find the last piece to finish it. So what she does is she goes out where the murder drones lay. The murder drones are autonomous robots that were made to kill the worker drones. To defend against them, and the worker drones had to build out a facility that would keep them safe. But Uzi going out there, she grabbed her piece, and then she met a murder drone named In, and brought her inside of his ship, and basically explained everything to her, and then healed up her hand because he hit it earlier. Because while she was shooting him, Han had a cooldown, which basically would mean that she would need his help to fix it because he has a tail that has nano robots that melted her hand. He helped her repair it, and then she met everybody. One of the designated murder drones that were sent to Copper 9 to finish their business. In has a crush on her. So then he talks about Jay, their leader. Very cruel. And E and Jay come back. And Uzi just runs. Basically, he gets in, but the doors got hit open. And then the murder drones get inside. Now, In feels bad because now Uzi actually feels bad because they gave In a virus. Now, what did this virus do? Basically, it's just make him shut down his software. Then, basically, they became friends, dealt with the problem. And they met a heartbeat. A heart that was living in part of a robot, of course. And it was walking around and doing all that stuff. Basically, after that, they had to kill it And basically, it traumatized Uzi because she doesn't know which is real and which isn't now. And then she goes to her prom. And V, he wins prom king. Also, back in episode 1, Jay died. That's important later on. So V, he won prom queen. And basically, Doll, a character not introduced up to this point, basically just started wreaking havoc and speaking Russian. So then, after that, they decided to go back home, and Uzi's dad told her about her mother and how she went to a camp and all that stuff. The camp basically had a ton of escaped absolute solver bots, which means absolute solver is something for non-properly dismantled robots. Basically, whenever that happened, it also, in episode 2, the absolute solver is the heart. Basically, the absolute solver takes over Uzi and she starts killing the worker drones because she's now a murder drone. Whenever she does that, he gets back consciousness, and her and make up about it. And then Uzi helps N keep his memories. Because apparently they're crucial. And then they go down to a lab called, I forgot the name of it. I'll just put it in the description later. Basically, I went to a lab, and there were a ton of dinosaur robots to keep murder drones from coming in and out. They dealt with them, and they went to him. And there's this robot who had a ton of guys she was gonna take out, kill them, and use them for parts, I believe. And then what was gonna happen? Then they went down to the elevator with Uzi hurt, and then and basically they come out and they're at this church. Uzi's mom's down there. Did I mention that she died? I probably didn't. It's basically while Uzi's mom was down there, she was also now a heart. And apparently, the cord was the one who collapsed, but Uzi's mom's hand made the world blow up. It was a real shocker there. So basically, whenever that happened, and the whole planet froze over, and was freezing cold and now toxic air. So basically, while they were down here, the Absolute Solver took over Uzi, and was just messing some stuff up. Next up on the list, Digital Circus. Also made by Glitch Productions. Digital Circus is basically a show. It's a really good show. I would recommend watching it. Episode 1 and 2 are out right now. Basically, I'll get into something about something later, but basically, whenever they decided to, Pomni, our main character, puts on a headset that she doesn't remember her name, anything about herself, only that she worked on this circus. Basically, what happened was she got herself into it, which basically means that she doesn't remember anything. They are put with an adventure, and Pomni, Jax, and Ragatha, some of the main characters, go into the Cosmo's room to check if he's okay. He is abstract, a thing where if you lose your mind, you become abstract, and you basically are a monster now. They take care of him, and Kinger, Zubul, and Gangle, one of the other main characters, come out of the adventure, finished it, and then what they did was, they told Kane about how Cosmo, they put him in the basement, and then what they did after a little while, a day I believe, they decided to go. They had to go on another adventure where they go to Candy Canyon Kingdom. And whenever they're there, the princess is like, "Ow, someone stole all the maple syrup. Go get it." And the bandits who stole it, they basically have to get in a fight. And while they're in a river, Gummy Goo and Pomni, Gummy Goo is one of the bandits, fall in the map. Gummy Goo basically realizes he's not real and all that stuff. So then, and Pomni makes them happy, they leave. And then what they do is Gummy Goo is going back to the circus, and then King just pops him out of existence. Now, I would love to mention Metarunner, but I may have watched all 3 seasons, but think about Murder Jones and Digital Circuses, they aren't fully finished, isn't that right? So basically, whenever the shows do finish and I watch more indie animations, I will give you another part, probably in like a couple of months, because these videos take a while to make. So, hope you enjoyed this episode of Dog Team Yappers, and goodbye.